G'day and welcome to City Skylines. We're back in Amity Bay, a modded Let's Play series. If you're new to the channel, I'll post a link to the playlist in the corner and also in the description below so you can check out how we got to this point in our city build so far. It's the Thunda from down under here. Now we have huge residential demand after building our Fimiston ore mines recently and the industrial expansion we used in the Amity Bay North Cargo Hub and Docks area. So before we turn our attention to downtown, which we need to start thinking about, there's a couple of awkward spaces in and around our populated area that I want to fill in and also give you some fresh ideas for your awkward spaces. If I turn on the contour lines here so we can get an idea of the terrain heights, all of this area back here is going to be suburban sprawl, just suburb after suburb as we head to the river there. If we go back to our CSL map export we did early on in the series, we made a rough plan of where we think we'd like to build. It's so funny to see this now we've built so much and how we haven't deviated too far from it actually. Not that we need to stick to this 100%, but just really interesting how having a rough plan can help shape your city. We don't want to build out all of this massive area today or we'll probably end up with the game's largest ever death wave, but we can lay down the highway and some road networks and then expand a few awkward pockets out with some residential. Rightio, time to build this out. You know the drill. Okay, let's take a look at the framework we've built out here. So down this end of the sprawl, I've put in a clover windmill hybrid system interchange here, which gives us good four-way highway access and looks pretty amazing as well. I've also extended this side out and popped a roundabout on the end for now, and that gives us highway access to this part of the map, which will be a nice residential expansion at some point, all the way down to the river there. Then as we follow this highway around, again providing enough highway access for all of this suburbia when we build that out. Then down to a pair system interchange here to give us 3-directional highway, continuing under the rail line and into the mountain to the right, as well as our new stretch of highway, which plugs in nicely as well. I've put a temporary off-ramp and a roundabout so traffic can get up to Clayton. I'm not sure what we'll do here longer term, so this will do for now. Then I've laid down the road infrastructure for our new suburb here that will stretch all the way along this narrow, oddly shaped corridor. Plugged a train station into the line going past here, so there's good train access for the suburb as it's squashed in between an industrial area and the hillside here. Eventually we can build out up the side of the hill and maybe dot a few houses here and there, but for now, let's build this all out. Okay, so here we have it all completed. Let's take a closer look at our new little suburb called Bedford. Starting up this end, good access to the highway here, a little bit of Brooklyn and Queens, and then some vanilla Art Deco residential to just give a little bit of height up this end, as we have the Brooklyn and Queens over the highway in Barlow. So I think that makes sense to kind of sweep it over and then down to single story. In with some vanilla housing here, a soccer field with a high school and elementary school, a little roadside motel, and a service station as well, which I think sit really well along this main road. Love these little motels so much. Then we step up into mid-rise again just around the train station. I wanted to use a nice big multi-story car park instead of normal parking this time, so I then built out mid-rise around using both Brooklyn and Queens and some wall-to-wall there as well. Then back down again using the Art Deco assets, and then into the detached single-story housing again. Another little strip of commercial, then onto a baseball field which is then next to a library, sports hall and gymnasium, and a community pool there as well. Again, just giving little pockets of services like this for the people living here. A little park nestled off to the side with a cute little monument in the middle. Then around to a second roadside motel and another servo station, as we say in Australia. The servo. Then the suburbia sprawl continues. Up and over to this side. Because it was more spacious, I wanted to centre it around a shopping complex of some sort, so I started off with an open air mall, 2 shopping plazas side by side, and a medium grocery store. And what I did was back them all onto each other, so that then created an area in the middle where the deliveries could be made. I wanted to make it walkable, so there's a pedestrian pathway throughout, and 2 I've made bus only so we could get some public transport in and around here, as it's quite popular. Then little pops of height here and there to maximise residential space, but also plenty of green spaces, several parks, and then also custom parks to fill odd spaces like these ones. Around this side, it was time for another park maintenance building, road maintenance depot, a service point for the pedestrian area, a small warehouse yard, and another waste transfer facility to deal with the garbage for this entire area. So I pushed them right back up against the rail line here out of the way, and then with a bit of greenery, I think they sit perfectly well here. Then lots of European suburbia and plenty of trees to finish it off. And there we have it. A really awkward space that was squashed behind an industrial area with train lines separating it and the hill behind it as well, and I think we nailed it. What do you think? Drop me a comment below and let me know, and hopefully it's given you some inspo as well. Well, that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. If you're on Discord, jump over to our Discord community and say g'day. There's a link below. Stick around for the Cinnos up next, but until next time, take care, have a great day, and thanks again for watching.